It's had many names, but only one NFL team over the years. We're at the home of the Dolphins, Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida. We've got ourselves a fight in this one to get back above 500. Week 3 is underway. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Richardson. Escapes the pocket. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
He did exactly what he was supposed to do on that play. Felt the pressure and escapes the pocket. After that, it's on somebody downfield to get open and give him a target. No one did, and he simply has to get rid of it.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Here's the first carry for Jonathan Taylor. Stiff arm success. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Richardson now on 1st and 10. He's on the move. He's on the move. And he's able to cross midfield before going out.
Well, the QB made something happen and got some yardage when the play didn't develop right, and even got himself out of bounds to avoid a hit. The only negative at all is he couldn't quite get the 1st down.
From the shotgun, it's Richardson. Taken in by Luke Musgrave. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. 1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. From the gun, Taylor. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 34. That's brought in. It's his back, Jonathan Taylor. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. Give him 13 on that play. And it's good for an Indianapolis 1st down.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
He's within striking distance. And they take it across the goal line for an Indianapolis touchdown. The Colts finish up an excellent opening series. It's an Adonai Mitchell touchdown. That one splits the uprights. And the Colts will jump out to a 7-0 lead. The Colts ready to kick this one away, and away we go once more. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. And they're are on him after about a 2-yard gain. Making the stop that time, Nick Cross. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
2nd and 8. That's caught, Devon Achane. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field, but they were all over that check down and ready to turn it into a negative play.
Third and 10. Can this offense get it done? Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's got it over the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They pick up 20 yards there. And it'll be first down, Miami.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Minkah Fitzpatrick has got it. And it's a touchdown as he brings it back for the pick six. They'll try this extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Colts drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick six. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback, this drive starting from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Back to the air following the pick six. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
Has him on the quick hitter. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. They'll throw on 3rd and long. Caught, nice gain left side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. So the big play moves him well past midfield, has him set up now at the 35. Achane, a first down carry. And he gets it forward to still about a yard out of that. Minkah Fitzpatrick in on the stop. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They'll stick with Achane. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A gain of about 3, so a third of what they needed. 3rd and 6 coming up.
When you don't have great success on first down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune third down situation.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. Looking for the back that time. And it's 4th down.
You know, Kate, we see this all the time at every level of football. You've got to catch it first. It's just like when a receiver receives a handoff. You got to secure the ball, then let your athleticism take off.
And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And that'll get him back to 11.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. They give to Taylor, right side. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Kirby Joseph up for the stop.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite of the big meal between them and the first down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
Richardson on 3rd. He finds Mitchell, complete. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. They got 24 yards on the play. And it'll be first down, Colts.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Williams with a quick pass out wide. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
We will not... Ready now for our 2nd quarter. The Colts have the football. They're looking at 2nd and pretty short. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. And the coverage just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Flush down out to his left. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. He only finds a window for 2, but that's still enough for a first down.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the first down. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3. I can promise you that's not what it looked like on the practice field nor on the whiteboard. Typically, QB run is going to net you a whole lot more yardage than that. But let's give some credit. Strong effort by that defensive front who contained a play that typically goes for a whole lot more.
Second down now, 7 to go. Play action with Richardson. Escapes the pocket. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up third down.
Look at how well the coverage held up on that play. Even as the QB escapes the pocket and buys extra time, secondary, well, they got real sticky, stay tight, and force the throw away.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. Forced out to his right. Hauled in by Musgrave. They get 13 on the pickup. And it's good for an Indianapolis first down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On third down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
First down throw here from Richardson. The throw is caught. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. Second and 3 now. They'll throw again. Richardson. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces third down.
Not an open passing lane to be found anywhere. He took what he thought was the best one available, and they still managed to tip the ball away.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Quick pass, right side, complete. And he's brought down after a short gain.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it, it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
They're going Taylor. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. They went for it and got the 4 yards they needed, and that keeps this drive alive.
A split second, all but kept the defense from making a stand right there. It's amazing, man. This game of inches and split-second reactions. A nice bit of burst, surge forward for enough to go get that first by a couple before they could finally drag him down.
And it took a couple of guys to haul him down there after a gain of just 1.
Hey, I get it on first and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Taylor will not score, and it's not going to get back to the line either. I think he lost close to 3 on that play.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. Second and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical third down.
They've held him out twice. Here we go, third and goal. And he's brought down after a decent gain. 3 yards on that carry. That leaves him facing 4th and goal.
This front, well, they've done a good job bending and not breaking. First down, didn't score. Second down, didn't score. And now third and goal, can't find the end zone either.
Here we go, 4th and goal inside the 1. A give left side to Taylor. And he's able to get back to the line, but that is all. And he will not get there. They stop him on 4th and goal. What a stand to force that turnover on downs.
You know, Kate, it's almost like the defense was in the offensive huddle before the play. They dialed up the perfect blitz to encircle and cut off that run. And the reward is they get off the field.
To his back, J.K. Dobbins. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Making the stop that time, Nick Cross.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
Back in his own end zone, looking to throw. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Nick Cross has it. And forget the interception. He makes this a pick-6 touchdown. Bringing pressure, and it's blocked. The Dolphins scoop it up. Has a hole left, room to run. He's at the 30. And against all odds, they get the block and return it all the way for 2 points.
Kate, this little sequence of events is why I'll go to my grave saying football is the ultimate and greatest team sport. This special teams group, they just picked up their offense in a big way. Softened the sting of that pick-6, and now this offense, well, they got to go regroup and pay back those special teams.
First and 10 now from the 30. Getting right back to it after that interception. Has a man, it's Achane. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. We've hit the 2-minute warning now at Hard Rock. The Dolphins driving. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. They go play action here. Catch is made by the rookie out of Tennessee. And he works this to the 38 before going down. They get 27 on the play. And that's going to give the Dolphins a first down.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Achane running to the right. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2. Clock running. Dolphins will hurry to the line. From the 36. Short pass brought in. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
I think every quarterback around the world would agree, Kate. You love throwing a short pass to a tight end and then give that guy a chance to show off his speed in the open field. He outruns defense to make it a much bigger gain.
Working inside the red zone.
Well, every once in a while you understand a play that loses a yard or 2. But losing that much on a completion, there is some kind of malfunction with the offense. They'd have been better off abandoning that play. Heck, you might as well punt it.
The loss sets him up at the 9-yard line. It's 2nd and goal. Shotgun snap. They're going to throw. This one's caught. And he drives this forward to the 6. Now the Dolphins call a timeout. It's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. A little touch pass here, trying to move the chains. Touchdown, Miami! Now they'll see if they can tack on one more. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Dolphins get it back to within 1 score. Despite that lead, cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Taps it quick to the receiver coming across. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more. Timeout Indianapolis. That's its 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half.
Well, that's a tough one because you could see the beginnings of what looked like an explosive play. Let's give some credit here, Kate, to the defense. A great job to bottle them up before it came to fruition.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Slot receiver headed left. From the 32. He's on the move. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. Timeout taken by the defense. Their 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. Defense with an excellent opportunity at a stop here on 3rd down. Well, last play didn't work out too well. Looks like they're going ground game now. Hits the 40. Along the perimeter he goes, crossing the 45. It's an Indianapolis touchdown. The Colts will add to their lead at the end of the half. It's a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. That one right down the middle. And the Colts lead by 15 now. Now, good news here. This is one kick that can't be blocked as he sends this away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now with all of 15 seconds left to utilize in this half. Throwing now from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. The Dolphins choosing to spend their final timeout here. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. He's back to throw. Nice work by the back here. Playing safety valve complete. Pick up of a few as he heads out of bounds.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
This offense looking to convert as they come up on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the 3rd quarter. The Colts ready to kick this one away, and away we go once more. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this 2nd half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Airing it out to start this drive. Oh, brother, it's another interception. And the Colts are going to have it after his second interception of the season. And it doesn't matter who gets that ball to start the second half because he picks it off on the very first play.
I wonder at halftime, down there in that locker room on the whiteboard, if that defensive coaching staff just said simply, go get the ball. It's exactly what they do, and it totally changes the complexion of this second half.
Richardson now on first and 10. Fits it through the middle. All the way. Touchdown, Indy. The Colts push their lead further to start the half. That one splits the uprights. And the Colts grow the lead now to 22 points. After seeing his point after blocked, he's got to stay out there and kick it off. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
Second and 10 now. Able to find Achane. And he's tackled for a short gain.
You know, Kate, over the years, I have heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
They'll throw on third and long. He has the first over the middle. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And it'll be first down, Miami.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. They are throwing it again. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. This one intended for the running back. And now they face second down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Another throw here on second down. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down. Hill comes in motion left. Throwing it again here. Pass is hauled in by the running back. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Cooper to Jean with the stop.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Here's second and 5. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And it'll be third and 5 coming up.
That play is so impressive on so many levels. Not just because it saves a touchdown, Kate. He had to time that perfectly to knock it free without drawing a flag or letting him establish possession for the score. That is so good.
And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. Hill comes in motion left. Trying to run it in. Achane. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. Offense up to the line fast. Throwing on second and real long here. This throw is cut. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line.
Such a terrific job by the receiver. You can't give that route away. You got to run a curl. And the best, like curl and go, hook and go, out and up, guys, Kate, they run that initial route full speed. He did. Got the defense to bite, and the play went right over his head.
From the gun on 3rd down. Oh, they got it. Intercepted along the goal line. And the Colts get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season.
Red zone defense. It is a part of the practice week at least twice, Thursdays, Fridays, even tuning it up on Saturdays, because it's all about protecting in the red zone. And not only protecting points, but taking the ball away. That is a gold star effort by the defense.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Throwing from the pistol, Richardson. He throws a bullet to the set. Now this is intercepted. That is back-to-back passes. Keely Ringo picks it off. So march it forward after they accept the penalty. First play, they go quick out to the left, complete. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Brian Branch getting there for the tackle. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Richardson back to throw. On target to Musgrave. And he'll go out of bounds after a pickup inside the opposing 40. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Man in motion here. They'll throw again. Richardson. Chased out to his right. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. On the move, headed right. Hauled in by Musgrave. And he nearly takes it to the red zone before going out. They gain 14 on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Colts. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. Caught near the goal line. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Now the PAT try coming up. The point after splits the uprights. And the Colts grow their lead yet again. Well, good news here. This is one kick that can't be blocked as he sends this away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. They're out and set. 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Achan. Cuts it to the right sideline. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. How about a big hitter? 30, 40 yards there and a new set of downs.
Kate, that's the type of run that shines the light well on him as a runner, of course. But you got to give a lot of credit to everybody else. Those skill guys, when you have an outside run, they got to do their job. Not just the big boys up front, not just the running backs. That takes everyone on the perimeter blocking to get a big run like that.
And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Achan on the inside give. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Thankfully, only one. All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. Now looking to throw. Escapes the pocket. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They'll throw it. Buys time, rolling right. Oh, he got way too much under that one. Too high, that's incomplete.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. That's going to fall incomplete. Either way, he was breaking it up. Couldn't hang on to the pick, so hits the ground, brings up 4th down.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. And it's going to be incomplete. Couldn't connect to extend the drive. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Taylor gets it to begin the drive. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. Getting out to his left. He takes it himself. Bouncing football. Oh, but the fumble goes out of bounds. Ooh, close call there. That's good for 7 yards. And it's good for an Indianapolis 1st down. Here's Richardson. Rolling left, buying some time. He's keeping it again.
He made something out of that play for them. Everyone's so concerned with defending the pass, they didn't quite keep tabs on what he was doing as a QB, and it gave him just enough room to run.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. That one intended for Adonai Mitchell. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up. Richardson. Forced out to his right. Passing struggles bleeding over from that last play. He's forced to get rid of this one.
Look at the coverage on that play, Kate. I love that. That is textbook defense right there. When the quarterback escapes the pocket, man, you got to find somebody. You got to go get sticky on your offensive guy. It's exactly what the secondary did, and it forces the throwaway.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Picked up at the 38. And he gets him something back on that return. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield. Nice kick there. It's a punt of 53 yards. And it'll be Dolphins football. First and 10. Ball set up at the 48. Here's A-Chain running right. And he gets it through the midfield stripe and onto the Colts side of the field.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
From the 45 on 2nd down. This is complete to Dawson Knox. And he's taken down at the 30. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
First and 10 now from the 30. Now he'll throw off the play fake. And they pick him off again! Minka Fitzpatrick has got it! The team total is now up to 5, Brock. 5 times they've picked this offense off!
Say it a third time for me, Kate, would you? Twist the knife for all the fans of this offense watching at home.
5 interceptions in one game. You just got to marvel at how well they played in coverage from start to finish.
Yeah, this goes beyond marveling. This goes to best case scenario in their game plan. This is one of those special games where absolutely everything is clicking. These defenders, it's like they're seeing the entire field in perfect 20/20 vision.
And he's out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
Well, you don't get the first down, but I'll tell you this, Kate, that drives the defense and the defensive coordinator nuts. They do everything right, they win, and yet still QB makes something out of nothing.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Taylor trying the left side. And in a rarity today, he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. Nothing for them on 2nd down, and now it's 3rd and 1.
Hey, I know 3rd and 1 feels like an automatic running down, but after seeing that last play yield you nothing, this offense and that coordinator's got a seed of doubt. This defense playing some mind games with them.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. Taylor again. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
It's after plays like these, Kate, I love to study the body language. What is that offense doing after getting stuffed inside on a run like that? And more importantly, how much does it energize that defense?
The Colts are ready for the punt. And this is the 2nd time he's been brought on to kick it. The return begins on their side of midfield. And that return comes to an end as they touch him down.
At their own 49-yard line.
The Dolphins in pretty good field position here as they come up 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
At the 46-yard line.
From the 46. Completed over the middle. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
Throwing from the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And that'll bring up second down.
Making it harder than it needs to be right there. Just get the catch first. Guarantee some yards. And then worry about escaping the defenders and getting upfield.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Still sticking with the passing game. Short pass brought in. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. It's the 2-minute warning from Miami. Dolphins trying to do some window dressing. The Colts setting a man to the secondary here. Third down coming up. Quick pass, right side, complete. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
They'll break the huddle and come up on first and goal. Running with A-Chain out of the gun. Punches it in for the Miami touchdown. The Dolphins putting up points in a game decided. Devon A-Chan with the touchdown. That one right down the middle. And the Dolphins trail by 22 now. Well, don't look up at the clock, everybody. That is certainly not their friend as they get set to try an onside kick. And the Colts are able to bring in the kick. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. That's going to be caught by Mitchell. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at them. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. Miami calls a timeout here. It's second. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call is going to be on third down.
His goal's pretty clear, Kate. Crash forward and then crash inside. Set that edge, but if you can come inside and bury that runner before it gets started, all the better.
Third and short yardage here, Richardson. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And their lead grows further to 25 points.
Yet another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach, because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Fakes the handoff, now to throw. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain. No luck finding his receiver that time. And it's going to be second down.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. They go play action here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. The Dolphins choosing to spend their final timeout here. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least.
As much as we talk about offenses wanting to stay ahead of the chains, they want to stay on script. Well, a defense, they want to rip that script up. And a sack like that, creating third and extra longs, it's exactly how you get it done.
Putting a receiver in motion. Third and long for him here. Finds a man right side.
I know on the stat sheet, Kate, that shows up as passing yards, but any defensive coordinator will take it. Understanding down and distance and keeping that offense short of the sticks.
Lengthy fourth down try here. They need 6. Back now, pressure on its way. He connects downfield on 4. Gets it to the 15. And he'll take this across. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins making the scoreboard look a touch better. Kicking team out to try the extra point. And the extra point is up, and it is good. And the Dolphins make it an 18-point game. The Dolphins have their kickoff team out as they kick it away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Running right, this is Taylor. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Oh, look at this. He's set up to throw. He puts some air under a deep throw to the left. And that's incomplete, and it also stops the clock with just 5 seconds left. Unable to find Adonai Mitchell with that one. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He's on the move. And it's incomplete, but hey, who cares? They've got the lead, and we are out of time in this one.